It's a Patriots Friday, and this week's Cross Insurance Player Spotlight is on Jacoby Brissett, your starting quarterback. As you would expect it to be, Cross Insurance, official insurance broker of the New England Patriots. Wiggy, I would ask you to try to, if you could, turn away from the anger.
Yep.
And the bitterness.
Okay.
And the disgust.
Yep.
And the disappointment that you and Shime and the rest of the Drake Mayors have. And tell me whether or not Jacoby Brissett can be the guy to get this team up over that 4.5 over total when it comes to wins this season.
I don't think so. I think you're going to get what we've seen, what Jacoby Brissett is, a quarterback in this league when he's gotten his opportunity. Not very good. We know he's not very mobile. I think, if anything, Alex Van Pelt's you're going to see as basic of an offense. It might even be more basic than last year.
Meaning run the football.
Run the football. Just basic, short passes, all things that Drake May could do. But, if I'm looking at this offense with Brissett, what is he going to give you? It's not going to be much, and it's really going to be about how this defense performs. If this defense doesn't perform well, and I know Andy Hott said this in the afternoon show, and they might not win a game.
I think it's
the defense doesn't perform
I think
well.
It's a very likely possibility, man. I mean, I don't know why when you say that, people go, wait a minute. They're underdogs in every single game, Wiggy.
Right. But we always go like, all right, the defense will steal one. But if they don't...
You would say that when Bill Belichick was your head coach. I mean...
It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. I just look to, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They could be 0-8 by the time they play the Titans. I don't know. It's very disappointing because at least when you have a guy, and this is what I'm looking for, and people just don't get it. At least when you have a guy like Drake May playing, like if I was a Jets fan, I would cling on to some of the good games that Zach Wilson played as a rookie, right? That's what you try to do. You say, oh, wow. We even saw that. We're like, well, you know what? He had a great game against Buffalo. I forget who it was. Like, is that who he could potentially be? And that's what you can kind of hang your hat on if you're watching Drake May, his rookie year, and say like, oh, okay, he pops doing this. That looked good. He could be that.
I mean, if you take just the division alone,
and
I've been somewhat high, not like your high, but my high on the Jets. But then yesterday there was that report by an anonymous agent that said the Jets are in complete disarray. Use the word disarray.
That's coming from a player who's sitting on the bench. But go ahead.
Well, it's agents.
Okay.
Yeah, but where do you think the agent's getting it from?
I mean,
his player that's sitting on the bench.
But you know how Aaron Rodgers is. He's a dink.
He is a dink.
And you know that Robert Saleh is somebody whose job has been in jeopardy for the last couple seasons.
That is true.
I mean, maybe you get one here against the Jets. I don't think you're going to beat Buffalo. I don't know about Miami. Now, Tua, by the way, is a guy, Wiggy, who sat behind Ryan Fitzmagic for a considerable amount of games, like 7, 8, 9 games.
That he did.
That made him a better quarterback. So for those that are arguing in the other direction, that is a point in their favor.
I would give him that, but at least Ryan Fitzpatrick.
That's not Jordan Love sitting behind Aaron Rodgers.
But at least Fitzpatrick, 1 year in his career, I think he went 10-6 as a starter, and you could go, oh, okay, he showed a little bit, but
also the head coach didn't want to draft Tua. They brought in an offensive coordinator to design an offense specifically for Fitzpatrick, not for Tua.
And then when I look at Aaron,
plus there were early in his career, there was a coach that was yelling at him loudly.
Right. And
yeah,
then,
same coach that
It
didn't
was
want
very-
him.
it was
That's
very,
probably why I was
very,
yelling at him.
Very, very loudly.
and then when I look at Aaron Rodgers,
Sometimes in a mean way, too, also.
Oh, jeez.
when I look at Aaron Rodgers with the dysfunction, I know this about Aaron Rodgers. As a starter in the NFL, he's 148 and 75. So with him as your starting quarterback and a good football team, the likelihood is that they're probably going to be pretty good. I'm not saying they're going to win a Super Bowl, but I think this team, if Rodgers is healthy, they're going to be a playoff team. You got the division. We know about Buffalo. They're a good football team. They have a good quarterback. Miami's a good football team. When you start to look at the Patriots like I said, I know Andy Hart said this, that he thinks that they could not win a game all year long, and I know you just brought up they are underdogs in every game. If the defense isn't what we expect them to be, a top 10 defense, I just don't know. Like everybody knows I'm not a Mac Jones guy, but Mac Jones is a better quarterback than Jacoby Brissett.
Here we go. Yeah, I'm
No.
glad
So what?
Well,
somebody
like, when was the
finally-
last time Brissett was a starter for a season?
it
I
was
think
probably
2019.
For the
I mean, he
season,
started games last year.
yeah,
yeah,
but
but I'm
Washington.
saying, like, where he was the
Going
starter.
into the season, he was a starter.
Yeah,
I would
like,
say
the Colts.
the Colts.
2019. So, like, we should go back and see, like, how many wins did Jacoby Brissett get those teams?
His
Like,
best year was 7-9 as a starter. That was
and
with the
how was
Colts.
the team around him?
Good, because
Oh,
That's
that was
what
the
I'm
year
saying.
Andrew
So-
Luck
that
bailed,
was
wasn't
right.
it?
Was that right after Andrew Luck
Yeah.
left? Yeah, it was a good football team.
But you got 7 wins as a starter when you had a
Yep.
pretty good team around
I
you.
know.
So here he was that year. Jacoby Brissett. It was the 2019 season. I know you guys talked about it. He went 7-8 as a starter. He threw 18 touchdowns and had 6 interceptions.
The only difference is that I don't think that Jacoby Brissett's going to turn people off. Like, he's not going to turn off other players in the locker room because I think he's a very likable guy. So he has the advantage over Mac there.
Yeah, but the losing games could make players turn away pretty quickly.
And the season prior to that, the 2018 season that you guys brought it up, they were 10-6. And let's see, they lost in the divisional round to the Kansas City Chiefs.
Led by Alex Smith.
Courtney makes a good point, though, about players and the respect or the lack of respect when it comes to a quarterback. Wiggy, what do you think the guys that are on this team, who do you think they want to be the starter week 1?
I would think that the guys on this team, deep down inside, probably want Drake May to be the starter because they give him the best chance of winning.
From what we've heard, though, like,
Courtney, but that's guys are not going to go, hey.
I'm not saying that they should do that, but I think that they've been almost over complimentary of Jacoby.
Let me ask you this question. Who do you think gives them the best chance of winning?
I think Drake May.
So you don't think guys see that?
I just think that sometimes, I don't know.
Do you think guys, if you can see that, and you're just an average spectator who's watching from
an
her
average
couch.
spectator.
Yeah, but I'm saying
Just kidding,
watch,
I know. Yeah.
watching from
She's
her couch.
above average,
No.
sir.
You don't think the guys that are in the locker room see the same thing?
Yeah, that I just don't know why the narrative that they've been, bringing to the media has been overly complimentary of Jacoby Brissett.
He's a nice
So
guy.
is Drake May. I
Right.
think that it's more so he's a vet. A lot of these guys maybe are chummy with him, friends with him, and
No, he's just a nice guy. That's what guys do. Unless you're a guy that's really, like people don't like you, they're not going to criticize you in public.
Yeah.
They're going to say he's a good guy, he's a veteran, he's been around. But when you look at this team and you start to say, who gives them, regardless of everything else, the O-line not being very good, your wide receivers still trying to figure out who they are. If you ask any person that just has a functional brain at a third grade level and says, hey, who gives this team the best chance of winning, Brissett or May? I would say 99.9% of the people would say
Well,
Drake
because
May.
you know what Jacoby Brissett is, or
Facts.
unfortunately isn't.
Bingo.
You don't know what Drake May is.
Right.
You've seen glimpses of it.
Right. And if you watch him all season long, he might look real bad at times. He might look like Zach Wilson. But after the first year, there was I bet Jets fans go, oh, this kid has potential. We just need to do X, Y, and Z around him.